And we are live.
You're listening to the We Talk Nerd podcast about gaming, movies, and everything nerd. I'm your host, Brandon.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Rob.
And this is a big week for the gaming sphere, so we got a lot to talk about, so let's dive right into it. But we'll first talk with Rob and see who's what I'm to.
Yeah, so is there anything other than Red Dead Redemption 2 out right now?
I mean, unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, that's a tough week for anyone that decided their launch week was going to be the same week as Red Dead 2. It's just
R.I.P.
everywhere you
Paw
look.
Patrol.
Yeah, Paw Patrol.
There's a Paw Patrol game that also came out.
Yeah, so we're gonna dive into that, but that's the nerd stuff I've been doing. Other than that's been some real world stuff. So outside of
Nice.
outside of the gaming and nerd sphere, but yeah, I'm curious to hear what everyone else is thinking about this.
Definitely. So, Andrew, what about you? Did you saddle up this weekend?
Well, you won't be hearing much from me about Red Dead, but I am really interested about everyone else and their thoughts on it too. So I've been playing other games, mainly on the Switch, because I'm going to be that guy that is not going to play these main games until a lot later. I'll just be
Oh,
just
man.
100% admit that. So I've been playing some pickup games here and there, so like Okami HD, like I was on sale, so I just picked it up. That's a game I've never actually played, but I really wanted to get into. So started that. Still Destiny because things, I don't want to keep bringing that up, but Destiny is still a great game for me.
Reasons.
Well,
Reasons.
Destiny was the highest grossing game in September on all platforms.
Oh, okay. That's
Mainly because they
news.
tricked all their existing players into paying $70 to continue playing. Otherwise, they would turn off their service.
This is true. This is true.
They got me, so that's what I've been doing.
They
How
poured
about
a
you?
fast one on me.
How about you, partner? What have you been
Well,
doing?
That's exactly what I've been doing. I've been playing pretty much Red Dead, and before Red Dead came out, I was trying to finish up some Assassin's Creed.
Watching the loading screen for Red Dead.
No,
Deleting all your other games so you can put it on there. Yeah.
playing some more Assassin's Creed and Black Ops, trying to get as much of those as I could before I got into Red Dead, because I had this feeling that once I start Red Dead, it's not going to be anything until Red Dead's done.
Sure.
And now that
Are
I've
you starting
started-
to talk like? Are you starting to talk like Dutch yet?
Oh, all the time. No, more like Arthur. Yeah, he's my favorite.
Okay.
But
And beard.
yeah, pretty much all I've been playing is Red Dead since it's come out. I don't plan on playing anything until I finish some Red Dead. But we'll talk about that here in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
we do have some news to talk about, so we'll get all the new stuff out of the way, and then we'll jump into some Red Dead.
Mm-hmm.
But they finally came out and announced all the PlayStation 1 Classic games. They also said it's going to come with 2 controllers, which I think is a little different because I don't think the Nintendo ones come with
No.
more than one controller, do they?
It does. The Super NES comes
Does
with
it?
two. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was different. Okay, so it's what you expect then. Some big name games that were announced: Metal Gear Solid, Grand Theft Auto, Final Fantasy VII, Rayman, Twisted Metal, Resident Evil Director's Cut, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all great titles.
Yeah,
They
there's
really
20,
are.
There's 20 games, but
Yeah. I wonder how well they aged. I mean, because I haven't played Rainbow Six, the first one, in quite some time.
Yeah.
And with Siege out there, I mean, can the original Rainbow Six really like hold your attention for this?
I don't think any of
I
these games
struggle
can
with it.
hold up. But
Well, I mean, I'll argue like Final Fantasy probably could, and probably
Metal Gear Solid for
Metal Gear
sure.
Solid, and that's Grand Theft Auto 3.
no, one.
That is one. Wow, so that's
Grand
like a
Theft Auto.
top-down.
That's top-down view.
Yeah, I was looking at that going, are we sure that that's the one they want to put out there? Because it's a fun game, don't get me wrong, but it's over 20 years old.
I'd probably rather have Driver than that. If anyone
Yeah,
remembers
well,
Driver.
Twisted
Yeah.
Metal is good, but it's ugly. I mean, if you look at this story,
Yeah.
it's as ugly as Conflict Desert Storm.
No.
So really, asking, are any of us interested? Just because from these titles, anyone interested in picking this up?
I wasn't big on the PlayStation 1 when it was out at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Not any, it hasn't really piqued any more curiosity for me. So
Yeah, we'll see more titles, I guess, right? They're coming out with it.
No, that's it. All
That's
20's
it.
been-
All
20's
20's been?
announced,
Okay.
yeah. That's just kind of the big names that were on there.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, for any of the games that I was really interested in replaying or revisiting from the PS1 era, I've got them on Steam. So I don't know. I mean, this may be big for Christmas time and kind of that nostalgia,
Right.
but I don't see any compelling reason to pick this up.
No.
Gotcha.
I mean, unless you're just a diehard Sony fan and just really love that PlayStation.
Or you got like a guest room or something you want to throw in a little gaming console. I can't imagine this goes like front and center in anyone's living room that's like a hardcore gamer.
Right.
Because they're going to be playing these games and they're going to look so trash, and they're going to look over and see that like PlayStation 4 or Xbox.
Or look over and see Red Dead and go, ah.
Yeah, like what am I doing with my life?
Oh man, but a little bit of Red Dead news or rumors, what you want to call it. They came out with a companion app on the day the game came out, and of course, internet being what the internet does, it snoops through the app files and finds some possible leads to a PC version of the game, which they've never announced, but most people think will come along eventually. I'm predicting probably holiday next year before we see the PC version of this game. Maybe if not
I'll
longer.
say early 2020, and the only reason is they're usually not beholden to set times, because whenever they release a game, it just it sells like hotcakes. So there's no, they're not held to like, okay, well we got to make sure we hit Christmas or anything like that. So I don't know. To me, it just feels like a February 2020. That's what I'm.
Okay.
We'll have a rubber bet there, and we'll check.
I'll do that review, boys. Okay, I'll do that one. All right.
Excellent.
Cool. Yeah.
Look forward to your year and a half. review.
Yeah, a year and a half. We had Marvel Spider-Man's first DLC come out, Heist. I have not checked it out because it unfortunately came out the day before Red Dead, so I haven't got to touch it yet. Probably won't for a while.
I did check it out.
Did you?
Yep, and it's yeah. So I mean, I won't go too much into it because I've just got started with it, and of course Red Dead's come out, but I probably put in a good hour or 2 hours. There's a decent amount of gameplay. There's a lot more missions to do throughout the city. Hopefully you liked fighting gangs of people running around, because there's definitely more of that. But there is a nice story player mission too, starring Black Cat, and kind of a museum heist thing that's going on. So if you liked Spider-Man, which most people did, you're gonna like this because it's more the same. So yeah, I would say it's
free. Or is it you have season pass?
Yeah, I have season pass.
Okay,
yeah.
I see.
Yeah, it's part of the season pass. The season pass is 3 of these for $25. And if you had bought the, what was it, the Spider, I don't know, there's like some deluxe edition.
Yeah, deluxe edition.
Then you got it for only $20 over retail. So, yeah, it's not too bad. And yeah, the quality is just as good as it always was with the the other, with the release. So I'm looking forward to playing it some more. It's just unfortunately released around the same time as Red Dead, so it's going to go in the backlog for a little while.
Yep, and you mentioned that a lot of people bought this game and liked it. It's actually Spider-Man was actually made more money in its first month than any other PlayStation exclusive in company history.
Yeah,
In
that's
company
huge.
history. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, but think about that. We're talking about PS exclusives. I mean, there's some good ones, but I wouldn't say there are any that are really like, huge sellers, right?
Right.
I mean, like even the Uncharted stuff, like everyone likes and appreciates, but I wouldn't say like, oh, they got to go buy a console now for Uncharted.
God
But
of
for
War.
Spider-Man, people bought. Yeah, well, God of War would probably be the closest one.
That's the closest one. one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, still very impressive for a superhero game.
Sure.
Another PlayStation exclusive, Days Gone, which was that zombie survival game we've seen at E3 a little bit. It's got pushed back 2 months to April now instead of February. So if you're looking forward to more zombie games, the wait's going to be a little longer.
Who's the developer on that?
Oh, man. Blindsided me with this. Let's see.
Yeah, it did.
Days Gone is being made by SIE Ben Studio.
I don't think I've ever heard of
I've
them.
never. No, no.
All right, so a game by a developer we've never heard of has
they
been
made
delayed
apparently
for.
an Uncharted game.
Oh, right. I think they made the PS Vita one.
Golden Abyss.
That's
Yeah,
that's
that was
that's the Vita one. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I saw it. I don't know if it's if that's a reason to put the money down, but
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's not like there's not enough zombie games out there, but
Right. Something similar to a zombie game is Fallout 76, and we've had a lot of beta, and if you're in the community, we've had a lot of people talk about it over in the Fallout channel. But just some news about it is that they announced today that all the post-launch content will be free, which is actually a new thing for Fallout.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So it's good.
And that's
Good
really
stuff.
surprising, to be honest, because Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 and New Vegas all had, post-paid DLC. Not cheap either. I mean, they're probably one of the first ones to do the $30-$40 season pass.
Right. So,
I'm sort of thinking though, if this is the same along the lines of like Ark or Rust. I mean, Ark has huge expansions that you actually have to pay for. I assume Fallout 7, and they're saying post-launch content, all post-launch content,
everything
even
that's added
expansions.
to the game later is free.
That's impressive, right there.
Is there an Eververse?
A what?
An Eververse?
An Eververse
Oh.
for
like
cosmetics? Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
That's what I'm wondering.
Maybe.
Who knows?
They gotta do something to keep the money flowing in, and it's
They
a
have
Fallout.
to.
I
I think
can't
there
imagine
might
they're just
be,
gonna.
but I think it's like cosmetic only, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep.
Although
Which is what we're
weird game
fine
for
with.
cosmetics.
Buy nuclear launch codes right when you spawn.
Fat boy skins.
Yeah, there you go. You know, people buy a lot of skins for power armor and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Before we review Red Dead and some other games, let's go ahead and get all the news out of the way. So that way we can spend the entirety of whatever's left talking about Red Dead.
Sure.
All right. So moving into some movie and TV territory. I talked last episode that Iron Fist got canceled.
Mhm.
Well, now I'm telling everybody, Luke Cage is also canceled. So it seems like Disney's pulling back all of these licenses that they've kind of handed out to all the other streaming services. So
Could be. So I read the articles, and it is kind of coincidental. They're canceling a lot of shows though. So it's not just the Marvel ones. They also canceled American Vandal, which is kind of
they just put the second season of that out, didn't they?
they just put it out and to announce that they will not be bringing it back for a third. I think what they're looking at is Netflix wants to really promote their stuff that they own, as opposed to things that other studios own. So of course that Luke Cage and Iron Fist will fall into that, but they need it for the viewership too. So I wouldn't be surprised if they just kind of cut bait now with the Daredevil and everything else, and just start moving forward with their own platform.
Right. Cool. Well, some other stuff that's being chopped and dropped is Johnny Depp. He will no longer see Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean movies, which means they're making more Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the series I just never really felt like I needed to go back to. After that third one was so bad, and they're up to what, 5 now? 6?
Maybe 6. Yeah.
I think 6.
Yeah, but I think the last one, if I remember correctly, they said it was kind of a handoff type of deal where they got like a younger duo of people that they're gonna
This is true.
start. They'll be the new pirates. So.
But none of us has followed it, so right, is what we're saying. So
it's
yeah.
so dead right now.
Yeah,
But
I don't
that's
know.
what it needs is a shot in the arm. It definitely does.
Everybody knows that when you replace beloved actors with really young replacements, that those future movies and shows do very well with the replacements.
Yeah, they
Always.
never
That's the word.
backtrack the entire franchise for years.
So some other thing. This are all bad news this week. But Films has confirmed that the Boba Fett movie is 100% dead.
No.
So
Yeah, but they're making the show. So if
they
they're
are
making a
working
show-
on The Mandalorian, which makes me think
Okay.
that they may have took some of the stuff they had planned for the Boba Fett movie and maybe using it in that Mandalorian show.
Yeah, I think there's just no confidence right now in these spin-offs. If
That's
it's
true.
it turns out Rogue One is the outlier. All the other ones are, just the.
I like
I
episodes.
like Solo. I
And I
I do
Solo.
too, but it did not.
Did not do
perform.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Like
the
there's
facts right there.
expectations.
Right.
Like, I personally thought Solo was a fun enough movie. Yeah, there's problems with it and everything, but I enjoyed watching it, and I think if people gave it a chance, they didn't like it too. But yeah, you can't just underperform by like hundreds of millions of dollars at the box office and just be like, oh, this is fine.
Right. Yep.
It's fine for the people that liked it, but
Sure.
not for them.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what I need you to do is go back and buy 20 more tickets for
Go back
each
in
person
time.
in your family.
Buy 20 more tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Just sell the crap out of it.
Won't do that.
So we also talked about Henry Cavill possibly being out as Superman, but there's a rumor kind of trickling around that he may make a cameo in Shazam as Superman, of course.
That'd be fun. You know, it has to be kind of small because they're kind of putting Shazam off in his own corner of the cinematic DC universe. So I don't think they need to dirty it up with a bunch of Justice League stuff that was gritty and grimy.
Yeah, hopefully just a fun little quick, like, hey, it's Superman.
Hey, look at that guy. I hope they CGI his lips again.
Oh, yes.
Instead of making him asking him to shave his mustache.
Because that looks so good. Oh,
yeah.
Some other DC news. Wonder Woman 1984 was pushed back 7 months. Yeah. And the Flash standalone movie is also being pushed back to 2021.
Reasons unknown.
Yeah.
Well, 1984, that's going to be fun, but I got a feeling that it's going to be also somewhat similar to the Captain Marvel movie, because the Captain Marvel movie set in the 90s. It's going to be a period piece with a very powerful female character, and Wonder Woman was going to be an 80s period piece set in the, during the 1984, I guess, and there's just too many like overlapping
Are these
patterns there.
is this a strategic move, or is it really about trying to polish?
It's probably
stuff?
reshoots and maybe
polish.
taking this might be the studio also saying like they want some more things included in the movie, because they really left Wonder Woman alone in the original, the one from 2 years ago now.
Yep.
So they really just kind of let the director do what they're going to do there. But because she's so popular now, and because she's her own franchise now, you got to saddle it with all the other stuff that they want to talk about, or new characters they want to introduce.
Yep.
And the Flash standalone movie can get pushed back forever. I had no interest in watching that particular version of the Flash do anything.
I think it's better than the TV version now.
I don't know. I kind of like the TV version, even though it's campy.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, speaking of some TV shows, we have a Star Trek animated series being ordered from the Rick and Morty writers.
I like that idea a lot. Yeah, I really like that idea. I wonder how serious it'll go, because I don't know if you guys remember the old Star Trek cartoon. It's on some reruns from time to time, but it is out there.
Memes.
Yes.
When you say ordered, is that like a business term? I'm sorry.
Like they just kind of want to, I guess a pilot. They want to see what they could do with it, type of deal.
Okay, I see.
So not necessarily going to happen. They're just kind of getting in the works.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
there's a lot of Star Trek stuff going on.
Yeah, they're trying to bring it back a little bit.
Yeah, but no movies though. Coming out.
I'm still guessing they're working on the next
one. Yeah,
next one.
It's been a while though. I thought. Okay,
a little bit. Disenchantment, which me and Rob liked, is getting a second season at Netflix, which is good.
Yep, very happy to hear that.
Yep, like that a lot. Del Toro is going to be directing a Pinocchio movie for Netflix.
Okay.
I like Guillermo del Toro. I can only imagine how twisted this is.
Yeah, this is going to be crazy.
I don't think this will be a kid's version of Pinocchio.
I don't think so.
I think it could be. There's some of this. Yeah, he gets a little it looks weird, and it's certainly very macabre. But this might be. I could certainly see him making it happen for a kid's audience. I mean, why else would you do it, right?
Do we want to go over his most recent films? That way people get context.
If they don't know that he's also won the Academy Award this year.
Oh, yeah, no, he's great.
Yeah, The Shape
director,
of Water.
But, those are, Pan's Labyrinth, Pacific Rim, Hellboy.
Pan's Labyrinth is kind of a kid's movie. It's creepy, but kind of a kid's movie. I wouldn't show it to young kids because they'll have nightmares forever.
Right.
But for older ones,
maybe teens is what we're.
Yeah. I'd say teens.
I'm gonna watch this one. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And we have an Alien TV series coming. We're not sure where it's coming to because once things get finalized, Disney will own the rights to the Alien series. So it could be coming to FX, it could be coming to Hulu. I doubt it'll be on the Disney streaming service because that's kind of a little dark for them. But who knows?
Is there
sounds like a Hulu?
Yeah, it's probably gonna be Hulu.
Is there a lore to? Are they following the lore as of right now, or not set lore?
In terms of movies, yeah.
Are you talking about like
this TV series? Is it going to follow the next? Yeah,
I'm sure it'll be in
the same
series.
vein. Right? Okay, I don't know.
No, if they do this right, what they really need to do is make it like a Walking Dead type of scenario where it's some outcast survivors like on a planet that it's overrun. Like that's what people really want to see from an Aliens movie.
Replace zombies with xenomorphs.
Yeah,
I don't think our protagonists will last very long.
No,
you never know.
They don't do very well with just one.
No, they really don't. And maybe it's not hundreds or thousands of the aliens either. Maybe it's like just a few. So we'll see. I'm always curious. I love Alien as a franchise,
it's a good concept.
Yeah, I'll always check out what they're doing. It hasn't always been good. In fact, most of it's been pretty bad. But I'll deal with it. And Prometheus looks at some interesting stuff.
Yeah. It does. So that's all the new stuff. So we'll dive in a little bit of reviews. I have one. Looks like Rob's got one. I finished the Daredevil season 3 because I'm always up to date on these Marvel shows.
Nice.
And I have to say, you guys, if you enjoyed these Marvel series, go watch Daredevil season 3 because, in my opinion, it is the best season to come out of any of the shows.
Well, that's cool. So if I've missed the past 4 seasons of Marvel shows,
for Daredevil,
am I missing stuff?
For this season 3, watch the first 2 seasons of Daredevil, and you don't necessarily have to watch Defenders.
I did not.
Defenders kind of explains the beginning of season 3 of Daredevil.
Okay.
Because he does play a big role.
Sounds like I probably need to watch it.
I would, just to get like a kind of like what's going on at the very beginning, at least.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that everything that makes Daredevil such a great character is on display in this season. He kind of gets stripped back down and he has to build himself back up to, what he thinks the Daredevil is. We have Fist come back as the main villain, which I think he's been gone since season 1. He's kind of back now. He may have been a little bit in season 2, but he plays this role so perfectly. He's probably one of the better villains we've seen out of any of the shows.
Well, Vincent D'Onofrio is just a good actor in general.
Yeah.
I mean, he's they put him in whenever they need like instant bad guy because during the same time you saw like all this depth from Wilson Fisk in the TV show. At the same time, he was also the big bad guy over at Jurassic World, and people were not, he was just so cookie cutter and basic. It's nice to see him, getting actually act a little bit.
Yeah, so he's good. It makes me really wish that we could see him kind of have an encounter with Spider-Man since he is a big Spider-Man villain. But because the storyline that they play out in this season just really nails home, who Fisk really is as a villain. The show kind of ends on a note that I think that this could be it, no more. But it does leave a little bit of wiggle room if they do get the chance. If they wanted to do a season 4, I think there's enough room to do one. But it's also at a point where it's like, okay, I'm fine with the ending right here. Nothing's being left off. There's no end if or buts about it. So it's good. Good. There's not a lot of crossovers, so if you don't watch the other shows, you're not going to miss anything out. You only hear just a couple of names and the mention of the events, and that's it. And so 9 out of 10, my favorite so far.
Cool.
Brendan's on the money with all these 9 out of 10, so I gotta watch it now.
I know.
I just finished Maniac as well, so that was right on the money. So I had to watch that. I had to do this one now.
Did you like Maniac?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. I'll be caught up with it by next week. It's been hectic. So I've got a very different route that I'm taking with my review, but also not too far away. Also on Netflix, which is like the only channel there is anymore, right?
Channel? The Netflix channel.
Yeah, I watched the first couple episodes. This is more of like a first impressions of The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. which for maybe people that aren't familiar, it's a reboot of the Melissa Joan Hart series from the 90s. She's also the Archie comic series, which she lives in a neighboring town, not in Riverdale. She lives over in Greendale, and she sometimes has little crossovers with the Archie gang, which I think it'd be pretty interesting because there has been some crossovers with Riverdale folk. So if you've seen the Riverdale show,
oh wait, in this Sabrina show, there's some crossover.
Yeah.
Oh, my wife will know that.
Yeah, there you go. So it's got really good production values. You could tell it's like a bit of a lower budget type of affair, just because there's, it's hard to do magic and everything else. So it's probably not on the very special effects heavy side. But the set pieces are very well done. The house that she lives in is super creepy. Everything is set up really nice. So for what they have, it really looks very clean. The characters are all very interesting. Sabrina lives with her two aunts, and they're the witches that are teaching her how to be a half human, half witch kind of crossbreed, and getting her ready for her dark baptism, which she keeps saying it's not as bad as it sounds. So it's a dark edge, which is kind of surprising for an Archie series. Although when I mentioned Riverdale as being more mature, this kind of fits right alongside it. So I think they're taking a bit of the, I would say more like definitely older than tween type of
young adult
audience. Yeah, so I think it's probably sending that young adult to adult. So, and especially if you're fans of the Archie series, which from my many reviews of the Archie comics, I do enjoy that. So I'm going to hold off on a full review until I've seen all of the first season, but I would say it's definitely better than average, and probably in that I feel like it's a 7.5 right now, but I really want to hold off from giving a definite one. But if you're kind of on the fence about watching it, or if you're not sure if you'd be into it, I think it's worth checking out, especially if you enjoy Riverdale.
Is it a comedy? Is it a drama? What is it exactly fall into?
So,
like, the original TV show was a comedy. Riverdale, I don't know, a drama.
Well, Sabrina, if I'm back when, is a comedy. Was this pure comedy?
It was comedic, but it was definitely kind of like tween drama. And
tween drama, comedy, yeah.
This definitely fits in the drama area. Also, a little bit of mystery. There's some murder that happens. Lady straight gets stabbed in the neck. The first episode.
Nice.
All right.
Out of nowhere, just happens. So it's not a kid's show for sure. I wouldn't sit your kids down and have them watching this. But at the same time, it's not. There is kind of a young adult cast on it. So what I would put it at is like a little bit less mature Supernatural.
Okay.
Not quite as mature Supernatural. Maybe that because there's all the demons and everything else, and they don't really get into all that with Supernatural or with Sabrina. So yeah, so that's where I'd put it. But it's an interesting show, and I'll stop talking about it because I know Andrew and Brandon really want to talk about Red Dead.
Yeah, I mean, I like to hear about Sabrina, so I'll end up watching it. So that might be the next thing in line.
There you go.
Just want to give some number reviews on these other games I played before Red Dead, before we talk about Red Dead, because I'm not going to come back to them for a while. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, talked about it, 8 out of 10. It's very solid. It's got some good changes from Origins. I would have gave it a higher score if it wasn't so repetitive.
That's what I was going to ask. Because I felt like, because you were saying it was like amazing, and I felt
it's good, really good. But if you do a lot in Origins, or have done a lot in Origins recently, or even like 100% of the game, you're going to have a lot of that. You're still clearing out these encampments and forts. And I got really bored of clearing these forts out over and over again.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Okay.
So I actually took a step back from that and have mostly been doing quests and kind of doing the cultist kills, right? You hunt down the main cultist, which I like in a Assassin's Creed. You actually have like a list of targets you need to assassinate, and they're kind of just out in the world, and that's really fun to do. So yeah, that's good. Black Ops 4, also give it 8 out of 10, but I was going to give it like a 7, 7.5 until they made some changes recently through some feedback over at Reddit. The servers were at 20 hertz recently, which if you don't know, that's really, really slow for a first-person shooter. But now they've been updated to 60 hertz. So everything's a lot smoother. You won't have
How do you even run at 20? That sounds so terrible.
It was really
Sounds
bad.
Really bad. Yeah.
It was really bad. People were dying around corners. You know, you couldn't see people and you would die. But now it's up to 60. I haven't played it since it's been updated to 60.
Okay.
But I've heard it's a lot better now. And I also will be checking out the Fallout 76 beta tomorrow because that's when it starts for me because I don't have an Xbox pre-order. But lots of good things being said over on the Discord about that. So I'll talk about that later. Yeah.
Well, thus far though, 8 out of 10s for those two games. The fall's looking amazing. Like this holiday season is looking really, really good for games.
Good games.
Yeah,
there's probably some of the best quality of games I can think of. I mean, and even just this year, like you're talking about like Spider-Man and Red Dead and God of War.
I mean, oh man,
this has been a treat this entire year, and there haven't been a lot of big misses. I think Call of Duty might end up being one of the bigger misses this year if it only sits around a 7.5 or 8.
Right.
But I figured, do we want to jump into some Metacritic before we run into Red Dead?
You got some Metacritic stuff, sure.
I've got it up here, and I just thought we'd run through it real fast. So no surprise, with a 97 overall is Red Dead Redemption 2 on all platforms.
That's on the PlayStation, right?
Yeah, that's on the PlayStation. Also on the PlayStation is Call of Cthulhu, which is a release from Focus Interactive, which
hasn't that been in early access for a little bit?
It has. I brought them up their particular development or their publishing arm in the past because they also made another game, Vampire, earlier this year.
Gotcha.
And it follows a lot of that similar look and feel. So a nice looking game. It's Andrew. This may be up your alley because this is where the main character has to deal with a sanity rating, and when they get to a particular sanity level, they'll die. Usually self-inflicted or something. So
just like Eternal Darkness.
Yep, to an extent. So this is sitting on a 68 overall, meaning it's a good but flawed game. So might be one of those diamonds in the rough, but only for the diehards to give it a try. Additionally, another game, My Heroes One's Justice, a very Japanese-sounding name. Your fight for justice starts now, whether you want to see the destruction of humanity or believe heroes should defend those in need. Yada, yada, yada. It's got a 67 out of 100.
Yeah, that's all you need. That's fine.
Yeah. Disappointingly, Castlevania Requiem, Symphony of the Night, and Rondo of Blood. It's a re-release that was just released on PlayStation 4. It's an exclusive. That's sitting on a 71 right now. So those were two of the most highly regarded ones. One was a PC Engine exclusive. The other one was from the original PlayStation 1. And their re-release has kind of been met with some yawns. Nickelodeon Kart Racers circles up with the lowest score on PlayStation 4 with an overall 45. Save your money, save your time. If you have favorite Nickelodeon series, including SpongeBob, then you can look to this. Otherwise, you should save your money and time. Xbox One, that also brings in a 97 on the Red Dead Redemption 2.
That was a 98. It's going down.
I showed as a 97. I'd be curious to see which version they're actually reviewing this on. My understanding is if you have the original Xbox One or an Xbox One S, that this does not look nearly as good as the Xbox One X version. PS4 Pro and Xbox One X are both listed as being the best. Xbox One X, I think, is running in true 4K. Which is obviously a step up over any other edition.
Yep.
Soul Calibur 6 is sitting with an 85. That came out last week. And that one stars or has a guest appearance from Geralt from The Witcher. Another game, Sinner, Sacrifice for Redemption, sitting on a 68 overall. Looks like a bit of a medieval times game. There's a space shooter, Starlink Battle for Atlas, action-adventure game through which you assemble a custom starship.
Yeah, that's the Toys of Life one. Remember?
Oh, right, yes.
That's the Toys of Life one, yeah. And 75.
Yep, 75 overall, which puts in that really good territory. Not quite great, so might be something if you're interested in that. Home Sweet Home, I believe that's a remake because I want to say Home Sweet Home's been out before, and that's sitting on a 69 overall. So
honestly, I'm not really familiar with the rest of these that are on the list. Except I'm really interested in Thronebreaker, The Witcher's Tales.
Yeah, so I'll talk a little bit more about that because I did watch some of it.
Like, what is this? Like,
I'll explain. So we'll just skip over the other ones, but also, well, I'll just throw it out there. Switch has a Yomawari, the Long Night Collection, and it's apparently a horror game where you're facing some schoolgirls.
What?
Yeah, I don't really know, but it looks like a Japanese schoolgirl game. So, Andrew,
Okay.
you're going to give us a review next week, I guess. And let
So you
us
just
know
wanted
what
to add that
happened.
in there, okay? I now I want to hear
pretty
about
much.
Thronebreaker. All right, come on.
Okay, so I'll skip over all the other ones because nothing's really standing out there. But actually two games we are gonna talk about another one. But Thronebreaker, The Witcher's Tale, is sitting on 86 overall right now. And if you don't know, if you haven't heard of it, it is a kind of a spin-off of The Witcher 3, in which you play Gwent
Okay.
instead of battling monsters. So there's actually an overhead land view as you're running around and going into towns and fighting against monsters and everything. It's just when you encounter them, you fight them using Gwent to go through. Now, this is Gwent unlike anything I've seen before.
Yeah, it's not like the Hearthstone type of story where your battles are with cards.
Yeah, but there's actually like a
I've
open
seen
world to explore.
Or
So
it's
there's
co-op a little bit, so you walk around and stuff. I think you have choices to make and that kind of thing.
yeah, so it's kind of a budget title for them. I think it's only like $20. It's the second highest rated game on the list this week, so I think obviously overshadowed by Red Dead, but it's looks like it's standing on its own. And actually, I lied when I said it's the second highest. The second highest is actually The Return of the Obra Dinn. And have you guys seen this or heard of this?
Nope.
So I watched this on Twitch, and it is right now it's being called a masterpiece by a lot of players and a lot of streamers. It's made by the same people that made. Oh, where did that go? I'm gonna flip out because I had it right here. But what it is that it's a 3D black and white murder mystery detective game in which you recreate deaths that happened on the ship, and the ship was called the Obra Dinn. And you'll find where like someone was like shot and killed by this other particular person, and you have to like remember who that person was and like write down notes and just kind of keep track of them because you don't know who they are. But the whole point of the game is to give a full accounting and retelling of what actually happened on this ship. So if you haven't checked it out, at least take a look at it because it looks super interesting. Obviously, that's a tall order with Red Dead out, so you may not have the time for it. But an incredible looking game and one that I was immediately drawn to when I was watching it streamed.
Developed by Lucas Pope.
Yeah, no, but it's by another group.
Okay.
Like he's done some other things, but I don't want to keep going on that. That is it for Metacritic this week. Brandon, take us away.
All right, so saddle up, everybody. We're gonna ride off into the sunset and talk about some Red Dead 2 or Red Dead Redemption 2. So if you don't want to listen to anything else, go ahead and skip some stuff because we're going to talk about this for the rest of the show.
You want to listen?
So, for those who don't know, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a Western version of the Rockstar series Grand Theft Auto. But unlike Grand Theft Auto, this is a more serious story. It's got a more serious tone to it. And this one actually, the sequel to the first one, actually throws in some real bits of realism with some survival game elements into this one. So it's probably a lot different from what you remember Red Dead being like. Just a quick overhead. This is like really impressive opening the case because I got the physical edition. It came with 2 discs on the PS4.
Wow.
One just for data and the other one the actual play disc. You haven't seen that in a long time.
Now, what else did you get with the physical that made it worthwhile?
I got a map, and I got another map.
A cowboy hat, boots, belt.
Some DLC. I mainly got it for the DLC stuff. So.
Okay.
But yeah, and it came out at 9 o'clock for the physical version, so I didn't have to wait till midnight to play. So
yeah,
nice.
that's. I ordered it digitally, and I was able to preload it about a week ahead of time. But I just kept watching that thing counting down. It's like, no, it's not ready to be played yet.
So yeah, if you got it physically, you could go to like GameStop or Best Buy and Walmart and get the game at 9 o'clock, which was nice. The opening chapter kind of sets the pace for the game, and I think the opening chapter is probably one of the most incredible experiences in gaming I've had. It's a little bit of a labor, but it feels like you're sitting at a theater watching a Western drama play out. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that opening totally reminded me of the Hateful Eight, where they're like going through the snow and everything. I was right there with it.
It's incredible. The dialogue back and forth. It's cool. The level of detail in this game is something you don't see in a lot of games nowadays, or ever that you've ever seen. There's random encounters all the time. There's realistic reactions to what you do as a character in the game. NPCs will be talking to you, saying, reacting to what you're doing. You have the environments like if it rains, there's lots of mud. And if people walk around, there's already lots of mud. Mud kicks up on your character, on your horse. Your hair grows the longer you don't shave or cut your hair. You get fatter if you eat a lot, or you lose weight if you don't eat enough. People react to you if you look dirty, like you're a dirty hobo or you've been wrestling.
Oh, we're good. We're back.
There we're back. Yeah. Anyway, if you're walking down the road or like you kill an animal, at some point, if you ever return to that area, the animal's carcass will actually still be there on the ground, decaying. So it'll like go to a decayed carcass state, and then eventually just be a pile of bones from where the animal laid. So stuff like that.
Incredible. There's so much detail. But I mean, if you played, the Grand Theft Auto games, I mean, they do a lot of the same stuff there. It still blows my mind just how much they put into this, just how focused they are on just the little things that people will take to heart and try to be like the best that they can of it. Like have the fittest. What's his name again?
Oh, that from San Andreas.
Yeah, Carl. So everyone's trying to get like the most fit one there, but yeah, the amount of detail they put in there. Now, one thing I will say is I know they did this to kind of hold back like the big reveal of how beautiful the game really is. But when you start off the game, you are in the snow. It's gray overcast skies. It looks good, but it's not very like you can't really see a lot of detail, and you're kind of hidden from all that. In fact, there's like a blizzard going on. You can only see about 20 feet ahead of you, and then
snow looks really nice.
It still looks really nice, but you're kind of like, okay, what's going on? And then finally you do you break through the cloud cover and you come down the side of a mountain, and it just like the whole world like opens up in front of you, and it's just like, oh man, this is where that money went.
Yep. It is incredible. I use the word immersive a lot because I really kind of get drawn into this game. It has the first person mode, which I don't really use that much. I like the third person. But they have like temperature system where your character has to have clothes, the fit the temperature. You can't be wearing a bunch of coats and stuff. You get too hot. You can't have, or if you're in the snow, you have to be, bundled up really good or you'll freeze to death. It's got dynamic weather. I've seen storms roll through. You can see them off in the distance. You can see lightning strike the ground, that kind of thing. There's letters and notes and stuff scattered throughout the world that like you could pick up and read, and you could flip them over, and it's all handwritten and everything. It's really nice. The stores have catalogs, so you walk into a store, it's not a menu. You literally get a catalog in your hand and you flip through a catalog to decide what you want to buy. The animal tracking is really nice. You have to follow scents and trails and droppings and other kind of notes, the little things they leave behind. Your companions make remarks about things you've done. So like I've done if you do a certain amount of quests and then go do this one, they'll talk about what happened in this city, what you did wrong or something, that kind of thing. NPCs react to you. Like I was trying to stop my horse. Like I didn't know at the time how to stop my horse right, so I was just kind of mashing buttons, and I just slapped the dude across the face as I rode by him. And the town did not take kindly to that. Everybody kind of went nuts.
Yeah, you'll start a fight with people if you just bump into them. They'll start pushing around, and they won't just like drop whatever they're carrying and like move away. It's they'll start a fight with you. It's it's intense.
There's a very limited fast travel system, and the one that is in the game you have to work towards. So you can't just pick a spot on the map like in Skyrim and just be there. You have to ride your horse everywhere. There's some train systems you can buy tickets for. But of course, if you buy a ticket and ride a train, your horse isn't going to follow you. You're going to leave your horse right where you boarded the train. I think some of this immersiveness and realism is kind of going to make it a little bit hard for replays because it is a little bit of a labor. Because maybe going back through it again, you're going to be like, kind of, because all this stuff really does kind of slow the gameplay down a little bit. But I think that's
there's a morality system though, so you can choose to be, more honorable, or you can be like an actual bandit. So it's totally up to you as far as what you want to be in this.
I remember from Red Dead 1 that it's sort of the same experiences, but all of it was very intentional because you're traveling, you're experiencing stuff, you see the randomness. You
can go
out,
many random things.
Yeah, you can go out and do it along the way, and I really enjoyed all of those things. I think obviously they're doing it here, but to even a better scale, right?
Sure.
Yeah, I've been going back and forth from missions in this series. And had somebody want to ride to the nearest town because their horse died. I had a horse died and fell on her, and I had to lift the horse up so she can crawl out. I've had some ambushes set up where they're like, "Oh, I need help," and you ride up to them, and it's like, "Oh crap, it's an ambush."
That's so cool. Yeah.
So there's a lot of crazy things. I've actually seen some things on Reddit that are really, really cool and surprising. I've seen a thing on this guy. He went and robbed a store, shot the store clerk, the store clerk in the leg. He came back later, and the store clerk had a wooden leg, because they had to amputate his leg.
I can't believe that.
So he had a wooden leg. Same store clerk with a wooden leg.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that. It's just
that's amazing.
Crazy.
And then you really think what NPCs aren't connected or have that,
right.
You gotta start shooting everybody in the leg and see if everyone gets that. It's crazy. Oh wow.
So the level of customization is really you can go down and customize every detail of your weapons, from the handles, engravings, the barrels, the rifling, knives. You can change the metal on your knife, have engravings done on your knife. There's different hairstyles you can do. I've seen people make their character look like what's his name, Walter from Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a ton of stuff. Your beard grows out to be huge. There's a lot of horses. You can get you can keep up with your horse's mane and tail and everything. There's different saddle customizations where you can change saddlebags in and out. Clothes and outfits, of course, hats, jackets, that kind of thing. And then of course we talked about the morality system. And overall, the graphics in this game look incredible. And I'm playing on the PlayStation 4 Pro, and I couldn't imagine what it looks like as a native 4K on the X.
Probably not much different. I think they said the PS4 Pro looked a little softer, but overall, I mean, it's going to be still so sharp. If you are wondering, it does run at full 2160 vertical resolution, but it only runs at 1980 horizontal. So you only get half the image of a 4K, but that's still that's a lot of pixels.
A lot for gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's got everything you love about the first one, plus a lot more. And like I said, it feels like they added some small amounts of survival game elements in there to make it, feel a bit more realistic, and it's a good RPG. I didn't mention, I need to bring this up, that this game is huge. It's on physical, it's nearly 90 gigabytes when it's all said and done after the updates and stuff. Which is huge for a
crazy.
game.
That's huge for any game.
Yeah, and it's larger than WoW on my PC.
Right. Yeah, and there's not a lot of cinematics or video content or anything. This is all in
it's all rendered in game
and rendering and music and voices. I mean, that's where all this stuff is filling in. So I mean, it is a huge undertaking, and just it's absolutely unbelievable what they've done with this game.
How's the music? Because the music in Red Dead 1
Incredible.
was always was really great.
That's
too.
one of the things that sits off the first chapter, and it makes it feel like a movie. Is the music they use while you're you're traversing these mountainsides and running on the run from the law. It's
awesome. Just something about the classic,
it's good old Western.
Yeah. It's great. On Metacritic, we talked about earlier, 97, and that 97 is the 6th highest rated game of all time.
Yep, I believe it. It'd be curious to see how people deal with this, like in a month or two. Like, where's is the hype still there for it? Will people keep playing it?
Yeah,
I personally think they will. They kind of make these games in such a way for you to live in, and
Yes.
you kind of settle in, and it really wants you to take your time with it.
It
And
does.
I
This
think
isn't a
that's
game
what
you can rush through.
Yeah, because there's even an area where it's just like, okay, you're in this camp. It's like the guy's like, hey, come and sit down next to me by the fire. So I go and sit down next to him by the fire, and there's no interaction or anything else. You're just sitting there next to the fire, just like looking out over the mountainside, and it's just like, okay,
Yeah.
what else? Like, what am I supposed to do? It's
It
like,
is
no,
a-
just take it in.
Yeah.
Like,
It-
sit there and
it is
enjoy
a
it.
different game from some people. You know, if you're a big if you love jumping the Call of Duties and go around shooting things, you're not going to love this game. You know, if you like very detailed RPGs and if you like an experience, if you want to like live in a game and kind of experience and be very immersed, you're gonna love this game.
I think that's
Sure.
you two brought up a good point. Is do video games have to be fun all the time, like fun, or is it really about an experience? You know, immersiveness.
it's
It's
that sort of
definitely an
thing.
experience.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Brandon. What would you respond to on that?
This game is definitely for those who like an experience, and I love it because I like video games as an experience.
Hmm.
I play some games just for the fun of it, but when I look into games that I love and games that I play a lot of,
Let's
it's a
stick
game
with
that's
you.
an experience. Yeah,
Right.
stick
Yep.
with me.
Yeah.
Yep.
I draw some comparisons here to Skyrim. You know, it wasn't always fun running around in Skyrim, but you definitely got that lived in feeling. You know, you're collecting stuff, bringing it back to the house, like setting them up on the pedestals and the
Yep.
wherever else. It just gives you that similar experience of just being able to live in this place. So that's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah. I'm about 25% through the game or so. I haven't been able to look at the percentage in a bit. So I don't think I finished all the tutorial missions. I may be on the last tutorial mission. But there's just so much to do in this game. I've had a lot of fun. I'm definitely gonna keep playing. It's like I'm kind of a little bit sad that I'm going to BlizzCon to stop playing this game.
Oh wow.
Just a little bit.
Wait a minute, BlizzCon, like the one thing you always wanted to go to,
It's fun.
and like this game. Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on a break for a couple days.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go ahead and say it. This is gonna be game of the year, no doubt in my mind.
I already said it.
Yeah.
Well, we said that for we said
did.
that for God of War too.
And I stuck by that until this game came out, and now I think it's this game. I would put this game 11 out of 10 if I could. This game, I love
That's our
this game.
first 11 out of 10.
That's
First imaginary number.
Yes. What about you, Rob? What do you think?
I'm not as far along as Brandon in it, but I'm having an amazing time with it. It's a high polished game. It's beautiful in every aspect. I wouldn't put a rating on it yet, just because I'm still so early on it. Wouldn't feel fair, but it's. I'm just debating whether it's a 9 or a 10. It's probably it's one of those two, though. You can already tell. So it's yeah. I mean, you don't need us telling you this. It's an amazing game, and we're enjoying it. So let's talk more about it, like in Discord or something, or in some of the chats. So
The Red Dead 2 Discords. I've been trying to keep pretty active over in there, helping people out and just keeping the hype up around it. And this is not even all the game. They have the Red Dead Online coming out next month for it. And I'm really curious to see how that plays out, because that was really big for Grand Theft Auto.
sure.
So they announced it already then.
Yeah.
That's already been the thing. Okay.
Yes.
How about what the content is going to be on release?
I don't think they've said what kind of thing you're expecting.
Okay.
I'm thinking you could probably expect some similar things from Grand Theft Auto Online with open world where people can run around. Hopefully they have some kind of heists from Grand Theft Auto, maybe some bank robbing, train robbing, that kind of thing.
Right.
I hope they keep some multiplayer. I think they might even said there's a BR mode coming for it.
Okay.
I think they might have said there's a BR mode. I'll have
we
to
know
check
that?
back with it. Don't hold me to that. I think there is a BR mode though. I'm
Still.
hoping they keep some original game modes, because I liked getting in the original Red Dead and doing like Mexican shootout where everybody stands in a circle with two guns and you choose which person to shoot and it counts down, and you hope that nobody picked you while you shot everybody else. That was really fun.
There'll be plenty of that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Plenty of
So I love the original Red Dead Online stuff. That was really fun. So I hope they take all the good stuff from it and all the good stuff from Grand Theft Auto Online and kind of make a well polished online experience to maybe carry it forward. And I kind of hope they maybe do some single player post launch stuff, unlike they did with Grand Theft Auto, because that'd be really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well put. Well put. Well put.
Yeah,
I think.
I don't think we got much more to say about it. So very good, Brandon.
Yeah, out of breath on that one.
Yeah. So you liked it, in other words.
I liked it. It was okay.
That's all right.
It's all right.
So next week you'll be at BlizzCon.
I'll be at BlizzCon next week, and I will tell you guys all about it when I get back. I don't know when you guys want to do the show. We'll talk about that and decide that. Not on there, of course.
But we'll figure it out. But definitely, that's big news. That's big news.
But next time you hear from me, I will be talking about BlizzCon, maybe some Fallout, because I might try it out a little bit tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, look forward to the next episode with me anyway. Talking about
Dear
BlizzCon.
pal Brandon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hopefully, have some big Diablo news to share.
That would be very nice.
I hope
That'd
so.
Be very nice.
Yeah.
A new expansion for Diablo.
I hope it's a new game.
A new
'cause I'm
character.
kinda
New game.
done.
Come
I'm
on,
really
guys.
done.
Come on. Yeah. So we closing this out? This is it.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Close it out. Go ahead and do some community talk.
Oh man, there's lots going on in the community. Like you said, with Red Dead 2, open up a Red Dead 2 channel. We're making sure that all the hype is being driven to the online play, but also just talk about the game itself. We have plenty of people playing the game, or not talking about it, just playing the game. But when they come to multiplayer, I'm sure they'll be talking about it more. Some Black Ops 4. There's a lot of Black Ops 4 stuff going on
A lot
too.
of Black Ops 4 players.
Right. And I would just encourage you to get in that involved, and Maple Story 2. I'm just gonna put that out there. And then there's obviously still a vast growth in our clans, and that is our guilds and our clans. That would be in either Warframe or Destiny 2 or World of Warcraft. All of those are going strong and growing. So we want to keep pushing those, because as we grow in PixelPub, which is what we are, we're part of PixelPub. We're gonna introduce more games, more ways to play with each other, more experiences to share, and that's what we're all about. So check us out, pixelpubgaming.com, pixelpubgaming.com. Join the Discord, discord.gg/pixelpub. Very easy, partnered server. Just memorize PixelPub and you'll just join right in. PixelPub. We're close to 16,000 members.
Yeah,
Man, it's crazy.
it's a lot.
It
Doing
is-
giveaways
it
all
is.
the time. I think we're
Oh, yeah.
almost giving away game like every day almost.
It is a game actually. If we're missing a game every day, that's on me. So it is a game every day. At least
A lot
that's
of
what
good
I'm
games,
that's what
too.
I'm doing. So
Yeah.
game every day.
Yeah, really good quality of games going out.
Got some still in the backlog too, just to give out. So join up, free games. Talk to
Nice.
gamers.
That's better than free games.
I mean, come on, guys, come on, and gals.
Yeah.
Join in.
Yeah. And don't forget to come over into the We Talk Nerd podcast channel and talk to us about some of the things we've talked about this week or in past episodes. Love to hear from you, talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And share with your friends.
Yep. Share with your friends. Like, subscribe, share, follow, whatever.
Smash that like
Smash
button.
that like
Smash- Come on, guys. I don't know. we're
All
not
that
that.
stuff that you want to do. But if you do like us, tell people about us. Get the word out there, or at least you follow us. Keep up with us every week. We're always live on Twitch on
Mm-hmm.
Monday nights around 8:30 ish,
That's right.
and like to have you in chat. So, one thing I forgot to mention, I will get to check out WoW Classic at BlizzCon and do that kind of thing. We'll have a little bit of a demo, so I will talk about some WoW Classic when I come back.
Nice.
I'm
So
very
that's
excited.
it. Yeah,
Very excited. I think that's it.
that's it for us though. We'll talk to you guys later.
All right, bye.
See you.